Oh, hey guys, we're not doing a solo episode today. We're just chopping it up with Wolf for now, and then Akila slide in.
Yep.
But welcome back to another episode of the Heard You Sis podcast.
Welcome
I'm
back.
Danny. This is our favorite engineer, Wolf.
What's up, y'all?
And we always have these I don't want to say TED Talks, but we always
It does. That TED Talk worthy for sure.
Yeah, the TED Talk worthy, but we always have conversations that not necessarily are going to go on air, but we're just talking because, I wouldn't necessarily say we're best friends or anything like that, but we definitely be talking in here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, we're very high quality associates.
yes,
For sure. For sure.
that's what you would call.
Yeah.
Yes, listen.
Yeah, it's high as far as associates go. We right at the level. It's the friendship level is right after.
We almost did.
For sure.
No, but I was actually, before we went on air, everything we were talking about how I feel it takes a lot for men to process their thoughts sometimes, not all the time, but especially you were saying with very important things. And I saw something on Twitter where this guy was why don't men talk or something like that. This woman, it was a TikTok. She was why don't men talk to da da da? And then this guy came on and he was because sometimes it takes men a little bit longer to process really important things. And he was saying when you say if you were asking him oh, my mom is gonna move in the house next week, what do you think about that? And he was you're gonna be a little stuck because it's bitch, I ain't never thought about that before. I don't know what the thought process for that would be. Did I think about all the stuff? So tell me what you think about processing thoughts that are really really, what would you say, important decisions.
Yeah, important decisions. Yeah. See, it really depends because so if somebody was to spring something like that on me, my girl, if me and my girl were living together and she was hey, my mom is gonna come live with us soon. How do you feel about that? That is not necessarily the kind of thing that you have a quick decision for.
Right.
Because it depends on what type of person you are. If you're the type of person that you're I'm just it's family, it doesn't matter, go with the flow. Come on, we'll figure out the rest later. That's one way. And then the other way is I can see that could be inconvenient for us. It's damn, how much more money are we gonna have to spend because of that? You know what I mean? It's there's more integral things that come from that.
Personality,
space. What kind of space do we have?
Right.
You know what I mean? What changes are we gonna have to make? You know?
And that was just an example, but I did notice that when I'm talking to my significant other, it takes him a little bit longer to process what I'm saying. If I say something, it may not be important, but I feel sometimes he really has to think about what he's gonna say next so it doesn't offend me, or
which is a great habit to have.
Just and I can't lie, he's not very if he's rude, he's just in a fucking mood,
right.
He's just not naturally a nasty person.
Yeah, for sure.
So I definitely understand that aspect. And then I'm gonna bridge over into this. There was a therapist who I think she called men dusty niggas or something like that.
The therapist?
No. But the explanation she was saying was dust. She was Twitter, a Twitter person, but she's also a therapist. She was just I'm not gonna give you our word for word because I don't remember exactly, but I just saw it this morning and kind of eureka moment.
Okay.
She was saying that she said on Twitter oh, y'all dusty niggas or something like that need to really go to therapists because you guys need to really understand emotional
intelligence.
Yes. And she was saying you guys have to be able to communicate your emotions. And she said because I see men trying to communicate their emotions, but they can't. They get they don't know the emotional vocabulary was the word she used. Because she said sometimes when you're emotional, you don't really know how to put that into words. And she ended up getting fired from her job for it because
for saying that.
Yes, because
of course she did.
She got fired from her job, I guess, because it was insensitive.
Yeah,
but
it was
she
the
was
dusty nigga part off top.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know,
because she's a professional.
She is.
People trust you.
That's true. But do I think she's wrong for, like, you know,
No, she wasn't wrong.
it's a personal platform, you know? Like, if I go on my personal platform, if my job comes on here and says, oh, you're talking about stuff, you're going to fire me off of, I understand. We got rules and regulations. Sometimes we can't be talking on certain shit. Yeah. But I also feel like she wasn't necessarily wrong.
Well, no, she wasn't wrong, but we're not so far into the future yet where what you do in your personal life is not going to have ramifications in your work life.
That's true.
We're not that far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Maybe certain people with certain jobs, because people get canceled all the time for shit. Like people who got, you would use a news anchor or something like that, or a basketball player. And it's like, damn, like I did this shit in my personal life. And now it's like, I'm paying for it.
I'm paying for it.
So yeah,
right.
We're not that far. We getting there though, but we're not there
yet. The thought was, I don't think she's wrong for telling people like, y'all need to go to fucking therapy because y'all are not communicating effectively. Like
we do need to go to therapy. Also though, I think as a man, so I can easily speak for our side of things, like a lot of the time when men don't communicate strong, there's reasons for that. You know what I mean?
Trauma.
Definitely trauma. You could definitely start there. But also it comes from women not being trained to listen to men.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And I say, and that's like even the best of women, whatever that is, you know what I mean? Like whatever the highest regard of woman is out here, like healthy, obviously, self-loving and stuff like that. Even those healthiest women struggle with listening to men because it's just never been accustomed to listen to niggas. You know what I mean?
And you know what's crazy is because it's true. Mm-hmm. I even get into a space where, like, you know, my man's told me, like, yo, you not listening. You just want to talk, da-da-da-da.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? You right. You right. Like, I'm not listening and I'm going to. And that's the thing as women, we have to do. Like, we have to be able to be accountable for the things that we are making our men feel as well. Like,
please.
We can't sit here and act like, yo, you know, he's not. Okay, cool. He did something to hurt your feelings. But did you look at what may have caused it? That's the problem that I feel like people don't do. Like I do that often in a situation like, yo, let me replay the situation.
Yeah, replay.
And see if I did anything wrong. Like even in a situation like this, even though y'all don't eat me up, even though it's not your fault, some men are really just nasty niggas and they just love to cheat.
Yes,
but you cannot sit here sometimes and look at your situation and see that your man cheated, especially if he's not a cheater. Like he's not a person that you know you've really had problems with women. We're not talking about the men that go out there and sow their oats. Mm-hmm. We're talking about the men that, you know, step out one time or two times. Like sometimes as women, we have to be accountable to know that sometimes we do make these men feel very little.
Yeah. And women do it in a bunch of different ways. Like,
so many minuscule
like micro ways that you just go completely over your head. Like my girlfriend, like I have had to quite literally teach her. Like women just need understanding, right?
Yes.
Like I think men have more experience of understanding women through movies, through you name it, just all types of content that we consume. But like for all the women listening, like one easy hack to make your man feel good is to listen to him. It's like the simplest thing. Because one thing's for sure, like it's about hierarchy. You know what I mean? If your boss talk to you, you all ears, all ears, because you can't afford not to be realistically. Right. You know what I mean? I want the same level of attention. And I mean, better than the same level. I want higher than that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I need all of my words to be regarded to you as if I was God. And I'm not God, but what I'm saying is like the way I feel to you should be of the most importance. It has to be.
It's true.
And if you,
I wouldn't put, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm not going to.
No, go ahead.
But, I wouldn't put it on God level because I don't think we are ever gonna reach that level of.
But I mean,
no, I know what you mean. Like I know what you mean. Like just very important. Like,
very.
But you know, I'm just funny when I say.
Yeah, the highest degree is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you say. I get what you say. But I think sometimes women I have to speak for my counterparts.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes we do listen. but y'all don't realize that we are listening and we're always picking up. Like, see, that's the thing that makes us frustrated, and it makes it seem like we're not listening because we're always picking up a lot. I can't say for every woman, but for myself, always picking up the littlest thing, like hearing, not even trying to be an ear hustle or anything like that. But if you say like, I really want this in life, I really want to do this. Yeah. My goal is to kind of like bump you towards that.
I see where you're going.
But y'all don't realize that we're doing it because it's so like, that's what I was talking about the other day. Like, I feel like sometimes men are so surface level with things, and we're already so deep that y'all don't realize how deep we've already gotten.
I respect that.
We already gotten so deep, and it's like, you know what? Like, I'm getting so deep, and then I'm also being neglected because y'all say y'all are listening, but if I told you to just something so simple, and this is for anybody that lives with another person, or you're going to continue, or you're going to move to that, towards that, that goal. Yeah. Make sure that, like, you know, like, the house is running smoothly. Like, so see, if she had a long day at work, she saw you have a long day at work, she made sure your food was cooked, your clothes was folded, all that stuff.
I knew you was going with it.
Yep. She makes sure that's going home. I have one long day, and I ask you to wash the dishes, do some. I gotta do that right now. Like, oh, I'm so tired. It's not even exact, but it's just like you sitting down on the couch. I gotta ask you 4 times to do this. And I'm not saying every man is like that, but I feel like men are so lackadaisical in that aspect unless you come from a home that is naturally meant for you to take care of yourself. Like, if you've always come from a home where you didn't have a male figure to sit down, you have to do what you're supposed to do. Like, especially I see that a lot in like Caribbean households, like especially Jamaican households. They know how to cook for themselves, clean for themselves, fold their clothes, and they don't like dirty women in certain aspects they don't like. But we want to be taken care of too. Like, we want to come home and have some dinner. If she said like 4 days in a row, like, oh, I like those flowers. If you said it 4 days in a row, at some point she would get you those flowers within those 4 days.
I knew where you was going with that. And like when you just to backtrack a little bit, like when you say that like women really do listen, that's a way women listen in the most elite level. You know what I mean? Like, they listen to. Women might not always listen the way that we want them to listen, but the way that they do, though, it's like so beneficial to our lives as men. So I just want to backtrack and just completely agree with you on that.
I definitely hear that. Yeah. But I think that's the reason why we're not going into that. But I think that that's the reason why. I guess I don't want to. I can't go into it because it's gonna come off the wrong way.
Well, okay, so if I can just elaborate on another point that you made about men not washing the dishes, like little things like that they could do to collaborate with your partner. Like, I also feel like obviously some niggas just lazy and they just need to not be lazy. That's just that, right? That's true. And a lot of the other time, kind of correlating back to the point you made about like, you have to remember, like, when your niggas like maybe doing something nasty, but then remembering like, but what did I do to possibly cause it, to like get that ball rolling down the hill? I think that also appears in situations when a man's not doing something as simple as washing dishes or pull that shit out the freezer when I get home, or laundry or whatever it is. Like, I think that usually for men, it's like, it's hard for me to give respect when I feel like I'm not getting it though. And like, also to correlate back again on listening, like women do listen very well in a grandiose type of way, like they like the little thing. Like if he say like, damn, like if I just had this little thing for my dream, and then she gonna be like, boom, baby, it ain't even your birthday. You know what I mean? I just got you. Yeah. Come on in.
Come on in. Come on. So first of all, that booty is booty, and just go right in front of the cameras. Let them see the booty.
She said, "This camera right here."
The booty is boopsy. So we were talking about like, you know, how like as women sometimes we listen on a grandiose that's what Wolf was saying, like we listen on a grand spectrum, but the littlest things sometimes we don't catch. Yeah. And I do feel like that. I'm gonna go.
Can you give an example on that? Because I'm like,
so like the example that we were saying, like I think women do a great job at listening in a sense of, let's say like your boyfriend, like let's say he work on cars or some shit like that, and he'd be like, damn, if I just had these tools, everything will be better at the shop because I'm a goddamn mechanic, you know what I mean? And he don't got the money to do it or whatever. And then one day she just like, hey babe, I know you've been wanting them tools, and I got the special tools, I got them for you, and it just like light up his whole life. So that's one. You don't have to teach a woman how to do that, but like I find that I usually have to coach a woman. That's the best word. That's just the more palatable word. You know what I mean? Like I have to coach a woman and like listen to me the way I want to be listened to, and vice versa. Obviously, right? Because it's like you do a good job at them other things. I commend you for that, but I need you to do what I'm asking you to do because it's just clear instructions. And if you do that, it's like I promise you're gonna be good for me. So like when I'm talking to you, listen, uninterrupted consuming of information.
That I think that's what men really want, uninterrupted.
No, that's exactly what we want.
Uninterrupted. I feel like you guys really do want uninterrupted.
I sometimes also feel like sometimes men don't really be knowing what they want.
Okay.
You know, or how to express what they want. So I just feel like, okay, yeah, you're telling, like, you know, I caught on to something. You didn't necessarily tell me that you, like, you know, I guess the tools example meant that, like, yeah, this is, you know, this is something that I wanted, but I can't, I find that I feel like it's harder for men to like communicate. It's not common for you to get an expressive man.
Yeah, well, you got to teach him.
And that was something that we were talking about.
You can't teach somebody to be expressive.
You can.
You can.
You think so?
Yes, because it's already there. A baby's very expressive. You come in.
I feel like you can make people feel comfortable enough to express themselves, but you can't.
That's it.
I don't know if you can necessarily make someone express.
I mean that's kind of like making somebody expressive. If you make somebody comfortable enough to express and they express, what do you made them express?
That's through respect. That's definitely with men. That's definitely through respect. Once you give him respect, he gonna start to hold on. Maybe I could.
I was also saying before you got here, I was saying, like, you know, we had I was watching this like Twitter like thing, and he was like, you know, it's hard for men to kind of like say if you say to him like, oh, I want to let my mom move in. What do you think about that? He was like, we don't know what the fuck we think about that. You just told us, like, we need time to process that thought. Right. Like,
and then there's another thing. I feel like men take too long to process shit. Now you have to come back and, like, you know, revisit that.
But you know, it's not in their makeup though. Honestly, I read the book. Men are from Venus and men are from Mars and women are from Venus. We know what you mean. Yeah. But
it's supposed to take you time though. Like so for example, we talked about that example earlier, and that's not a simple thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like it takes time. And let me something I told my girlfriend the other day that's definitely applying right now. Okay. Is that sometimes I think women don't understand the point of a man to be in your life is to be a thinker. Literally, that's his purpose. That's his function. Like, your function is to be the nurturer. That is your function. Mm-hmm. My function is to be the thinker, provider, builder, a whole bunch of other different things underneath. See,
I don't want to agree with that. Because I feel
just let him finish.
Okay.
I see where he's going with this, but let him finish.
It's like, as a man, it is by design for me to like think things over, to meditate, you know what I mean? To concentrate, to brainstorm. That's why niggas have studies and things like that. Like, let me go off into my study. Let me write journal down or something like that. Let me figure it out. So it's in a man's nature to think about things so he could give you the best solution. He fucking process of eliminating now. Some niggas maybe slower than others, you know? He could get better with that maybe with a little guidance. But I think that's what he's supposed to do.
Go ahead, Kelly. I know where you're going with this too.
Where am I going?
Where you going?
No, I'm letting you go.
Yeah, no, let me know where you think I'm gonna go with it.
No, I don't think you're going anywhere.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not gonna.
All right. So all I'm saying is that what I believe is that I don't know. I lost it.
I think that's a man's purpose.
Okay, yeah. A man's purpose. I feel like it depends on, you know, the type of person you are. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you naturally lead or you naturally take on this protective stance. Like, is that the role that you play in this relationship? Because I feel like people don't understand their role sometimes, like in a relationship. Maybe you're better at this, or maybe I'm better at that. That doesn't mean just because you're a man, you know what I'm saying? It, like, you spearhead things.
But he should though, and
I would like if I dated somebody that spearheaded things.
If he doesn't,
I think I work well like that.
If he doesn't, it's probably because of his past, it's his family dichotomy, his mom, his dad, his homies. So again, like,
I was going to go there. I think that it necessary, like, if you're not a person that wants to be like a leader, it's usually because you never had to be a leader.
Never had to be. Mm-hmm. Never had an example.
You never had an example. Okay. Nobody ever put that pressure on you to be like. I feel like this is where I'm going with this.
Okay.
There is a layer of men that I feel, this is also a Twitter discussion that has a level of too much sass for me.
Oh, men these days, or
Yeah, like I feel like the manly man is like
dissipating,
like we're arguing back and forth on Twitter. We're
YouTube, TikTok, everything.
Podcast studios are the
but
prime
let's be
example.
real. Like we scream that we want men to express themselves, and now they're sassy.
But this is where there's a difference. You see, you're not gonna be arguing me like back and forth.
But what does a man expressing himself really look like?
But that's the thing. We don't have to do. You see, as a man or a woman,
because I'm gonna
no, in an argument. Just let me finish. And as a man or a woman, either party should be able to bring it down. There's no reason why I got hype with you first and you don't know how to bring it down, or you got hype with me and I don't know how to bring it down. Why are we in here bickering like 5-year-olds? Why are we? I understand. Like, we're gonna have an argument at some point, but you going to bed, you're not talking to me for 3-4 days.
That's
sassy. Like that.
That's too much.
That's the thing. I need a level of man in you. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
the leader in you.
Yeah.
Okay, leader. We're not gonna say man. We're not gonna
know how to do that though, and that's why he's not. It's just that simple.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like it necessarily has to do with like you being the man. I just feel like it has.
I feel like any man that get buck with women is too sassy. Like, I don't think you should be doing all that kind of shit to me. Like, I think you should express yourself and be. I'm sorry, Kel. I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but I think you should be able to express yourself, and you can be a little aggressive. But then when you jumping in my face, doing neck rolls and doing all that sassy shit, like I don't like that. Like I don't like that. I don't like that because I feel like you're losing respect for me.
Absolutely.
When you treat me like a bitch on the street, you're absolutely losing respect for me as a woman in your life.
And listen, that's happening because he doesn't know how to be a man. Like on some real nigga shit, bro. Like a lot, like my father I admire my dad a lot. I love him with all my heart. I have nothing but respect for him.
I hear a butt coming.
Yeah, there's a butt coming. You know what I mean? That's a butt coming.
Like you brought him up there.
There's a butt coming. So I think that when it comes to like black men and their sons, I am on the other side of people. I know who my father is, have always known who he is, which we obviously know a lot of men don't know who their dad is. Mm-hmm. But even though I do know who my dad is, everything that I value the most about being a man, my dad did not teach me. Mm-hmm. And I say that to say, like, if I got some...
Where did you learn that at, though? Where you
just life. Honestly, just life. Probably God, realistically. You know what I mean? But, like, if I'm on the other side of the spectrum, which is not too many of us, which I have my dad in my life, imagine how hard it is for the other niggas who don't. It's very hard.
That right there, what you talking about right there is so fucking
just
because
you have a man in your life doesn't mean that he's a leading example on how to be a man.
You know, like
he could be a good man.
It's a lot of men that I see out here who got their father in their life, and their father is not even teaching them how to be like a real No, I don't want to even say provider because I do
just how to manage the fucking journey of being a man.
And before I let you go, I do think the level of sassiness coming from these men is because they're getting too fucking caught up in the fucking social media world.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's not getting caught up in it. These men a lot of these men are raised by women. Boom. It's hard for you not to be a sassy man if you were raised by your grandmother, your mother, your auntie. Okay. Yeah. They were not speaking to their men for 3 days. Yes. You see that? That's cool. You know what I'm saying? They were all in their man face. You see that, and that's not cool. There's no man to be like, yo, look, calm down, break it down, or whatever.
I see that, but then I see like
that's so true.
I see the other side of it where I see like, I never, like, before you could have got tricked. This is just something completely different. You could have got tricked on by niggas for years at a time. Nowadays, niggas don't even want to pay for dates because they like, oh, you gonna trick, you trying to use me. Nigga, we're going on our first date. Why the fuck am I having to ask you to pay?
I feel like the trajectory of, I'm going to speak on only the black community because that's all I could speak on.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the trajectory of our what we thought were normal traditional roles are just changing in general. Okay. And that's only, I feel like that's changing within the black community.
Okay.
I really can't speak for those other communities. It doesn't seem like it's happening over there, but I feel like it's happening the fuck over here or whatever.
Definitely happening over here.
And And you said it's what?
Definitely happening over here.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I just think that's what it's more so attributed to. There are women feeling like, yo, I'm in the workplace or whatever, I'm working, and so this is the level that I'm on. Forgetting sometimes too, like, okay, like I have to tap into my, you have to tap into your masculinity to be in these places and to be in these spaces a lot of time and to hold your own. And so a lot of times we don't tap back into our natural selves, our feminine ways. And I'm not saying, oh, cook for your man, clean for him after you came home from a 10-hour shift, but like tap into your nurturing side, you know? And I feel like there are men out there feeling as though like women, what are you also bringing to the table as well? Like you want to be held to this standard. What are you bringing?
That's true.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be in a workplace. You want to be, furthering your career, whatever. What are you bringing to me?
Do you feel like once a man
and hold on, one more thing I would have to say, and I think that's all attributed to now, like if you boil it down, it's about respect. Do you respect what this person is doing and what they bring to the table? If you don't respect that, then I just find that, you're going to be bumping heads about shit you shouldn't be bumping heads about. What role you play in the home, or what are you bringing to the table as far as to the relationship? Like you don't have to worry about that. People are not respecting each other, and so there's a lot of boundaries that are being crossed, and it's hard after you step over a boundary to bring yourself back.
You know what? It actually I'm going to not backtrack, but it may not actually be attributed to social media. Social media is probably just showing it to us.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's probably been happening the whole time. We're just seeing it more prevalently that,
I think social media is making it okay for other men who wanted to be sassy to now be sassy.
Okay, that too.
Because we're in a follower world. We don't even, people are not thinking, huh?
It's an echo chamber. Like,
yes.
A lot of people were putting out sentiments, and there are other men on the sideline being like, I never knew that's how I felt, but I heard somebody say it.
And this is how I feel now.
Represented now. You know
it was this podcast where this man was, he brought this man on, and he was like, I don't know if you saw it, but he brought this man on, and he was like, okay, so like so if your woman don't cook and clean, like what you gonna do? And he was just on some shit like, I'm either gonna cook or we're gonna order out. Like he was so mad that like his the man wasn't like feeding into his misogynistic ways. Like, okay, yeah, she works.
Ooh, talk about misogyny.
She works, but like, why she ain't come home and take care of them kids? And it's like you kind of being crucified for like wanting to do something for yourself, kind of. You know what I'm saying? And like, there's a lot of men out here who wanted this like a platform to be this type of way, and they taking
cook and clean. Oh, like that kind of view is stupid to me because it's just like, if I wasn't around, what the fuck was you gonna do? You was gonna either cook or clean.
But you are around though. So
but guess what? Act like I'm not. Because
I think it depends. Like,
I think that people need to stop. Like, I'm not saying like I don't mind. Like if I'm cooking already, if I prefer to cook, I prefer to cook. Like that's not it. But I don't want it to feel like I'm obligated to take care of another person when we both got hands and feet.
That's the wrong way to look at it, though.
Because I feel like men quickly get into that role. Like they
right.
What do you adapt to that situation?
That's when now it depends on the man, because like for example, like my mom, like growing up, she didn't really like when I was real younger or whatever, like she cooked the most, but like as she got older, she started cooking like every day or whatever. And my dad was always the type to be like, oh well, you don't have to cook every day, like I'm not looking for you to cook every day. And somewhere down the line she started cooking every day, and that nigga started looking for it. But will he starve because my mother didn't make something?
Right.
No. Will he make something for the both of them? And she said like, oh, I really don't feel like eating nothing. He'd be like, oh, what you trying to eat? They'll figure it out right there, and boom, they're moving forward. I feel like a lot of times it now depends on, I feel like that now goes back to the man. Is this the type of man that knows like, okay, these roles are not specific for this woman. And like, because if she can't do it, that doesn't mean I can't do that as well. Certain men get into this role of, oh, she just cooking and cleaning, and so that's what the fuck she gonna do. Like,
right.
So I think it does depend on the man itself. Like,
yeah, and it has to be a reason. Like, I think when a woman is cooking and cleaning, is so that I could be doing something else. That's the only function.
Yeah, because nobody wants to fucking cook and clean sometimes. Yeah,
that's
all the
only
time.
Function. It's like you handle that while I handle this, and all of it is helping each other.
And I think that's what's getting lost in the
that's what it needs to be.
That goes back to respecting the roles.
Exactly.
Sure.
It's true. It is leading back to respect.
I'll take respect over everything else. I promise.
Yeah, because you understand like, okay, this person couldn't do that. It's not like,
Yeah.
So this was just like a little TED talk, like y'all. We're gonna reintroduce. Hey y'all, it is the Heard You Sis Pad. Heard You Sis Pad. Wow. Heard You Sis podcast. I am Dany, our lovely host.
Oh, I didn't know you was introducing me and shit.
And as you already know, Wolf was already here with us. So we're gonna jump into like how we normally do our episodes. We haven't done this for you guys in a while, so we're gonna jump into what's the word. Since we were talking about dynamics, we're gonna jump into what's the word, and we're gonna start with Chrisean Rock and Blueface. I'm praying for that girl. I'm not gonna lie, because this is clearly like love and insanity mixed in one. And she said he's a sweet person, and sometimes I've had people like say stuff and they have no idea what the relationship entails. So he may very well be a sweet person, but at some point you guys have to stop exposing us to it, because we're gonna eventually develop our own thought.
I will say this. I understand what she means. Like when you say this is a sweet person, like sometimes when somebody is a certain way to everyone else in the back, you know how women used to be like, you don't know him like I know him. Like it's kind of like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been with people before where I felt like, wow, this is a shitty nigga. He's a dog at you know what I'm saying? Dog you out, you feel me? But deep inside, like that nigga will tie my shoelace if my shit, thing. Or like would dead ass be the type of nigga to like throw his coat over a puddle for me, but like he's not that's not what you see.
He's you're not seeing the good sweet guy.
But with them, it looks abusive on the inside, on the outside. So I fucking know it's abusive on the outside. And that's just what I would say. And I feel like a lot of times, men like that or whatever, they like abusers, they prey on women.
Yeah.
Like Chrisean, like you can't see it in yourself like, yo, this is the type of woman I am, but they see that.
Bitch.
You know
she's
what I'm saying?
that bitch be beating bitches.
No, she's tough physically.
No, that's what I mean. She be beating bitches up. Like,
yeah, she's tough physically.
And it's crazy because I don't even know if I would necessarily call him an abuser, because I've seen her also putting her.
She's abusive too. I didn't say that
it's toxic, and I think that he's manipulative.
Can I ask you something? Because I was like going, like, I had somebody call me toxic, and I wanted to know, what do you feel is toxic? And well, if you could speak on this too, like what is toxic?
Okay,
because I feel like we just keep, just like narcissists, we were just throwing that fucking word around.
You can have. Okay, so I've been reading this book called "Love Me, Don't Leave Me," so I got some shit for y'all. So, okay. She said this in the book, people have toxic traits, but they may not be necessarily a toxic person. Toxic traits are things that derive like from either trauma or something like that has made you feel like, so like, okay, a toxic trait that we've talked about before, saying shit that you don't need to say. Like somebody is like, oh, bitch, I got those shoes yesterday. Well, I got those shoes yesterday too, and they was ugly. You didn't need to say that. Like, that's just an example of like just saying toxic shit. And not saying that's what you say, but like throwing a little sarcasm on a situation that's dead. Like, why we gotta keep adding some fuel to the fire? We done. Like, let it go. But then as a toxic person, everything you do is toxic. Okay. So it means like any
you're gaslighting, you're manipulating,
you're abandoning, you're being emotionally abusive. Like everything that you're doing is really ticking this person off, and nothing about you is saying like, you know what, let me resolve the problem. Everything in you is like, let's keep it going. Fuck it.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't want to do it. I'm not. That is what makes it. You not doing it, I'm not doing it neither.
That's
That
a
is
good
the
example.
number one toxic thing. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not giving in. You're not giving in. Pride, egos, all that shit. That's what makes toxicity so strong. So I don't necessarily feel like you're a toxic person. Do I feel like we all have toxic traits? Absolutely. We just have to work towards fixing that.
For sure. I definitely agree with that point because I wouldn't consider myself a toxic person. Do I have toxic traits? Yeah. And when they come up, I notice them immediately.
And that's also goes into you not being a toxic person. If you hear it, it's somebody and you
And it registers with you.
registers with you, you correct it.
Okay.
Toxic people don't change.
Okay.
Nah,
They don't change. They just keep doing it. Like, I'm not going to bring some people up, but it's just like, never
now
stop.
I'm not gonna bring some people up.
No, because I have somebody very in mind.
I ain't gonna say no names.
And then I'm just going to allude to it. A lot of people, try to bring this person down because she is a white woman and she was married to a black guy, but that nigga is fucking toxic. He don't stop. Like,
Who are you talking about?
Yeah.
we vowed we're never bringing him up again. Pete Davidson. He's that situation there.
Oh, okay.
That's toxic. Like, that's toxic. Like, you see him break up with her, the first thing you do is make a post. That's toxic. Like, you're a toxic person. Like, because you're not letting up. Like, you're gonna keep going. Like, you're never gonna give her peace.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it derives from you not being happy and you want that person to be unhappy as well.
That's toxic as well.
Maybe
Baby
that
daddies
derives
that
from-
won't let their girlfriend, the women move on, or baby mothers that won't let the people see their baby because you mad. Like, that's toxic. That's a toxic person because you can't even
That
think about
trait
your
is
child.
a sick trait.
It's
A
a
lot of people have been
sick
dying
trait.
because of that type of shit.
Yo, that
Yeah.
shit is crazy to me.
I don't know if it's social media highlighting it, but I just feel like a lot of men are killing their women,
both.
killing their
Partners,
babies,
just in general.
Well, women killing them babies too, stuff like that. Like it's
Men
a
killing women because they don't want to be with them, or women killing the other woman. Like,
I'm talking about co-workers, my nigga. Like, I saw a story where this lady, she didn't want to talk to her co-worker and he killed her in the break room.
Oh, I saw that.
And niggas didn't know she was dead in the break room until somebody else, I think the door wasn't opening or something like that. And like he had just dipped after he did it or whatever.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yo, and
He was trying to talk to her for weeks and she just wasn't letting up and he killed her. He stabbed her up in the break room.
Yeah. Niggas are, especially, man, in New York City, like, it's hard, man.
But I feel like you gotta teach you gotta teach men and women in general or whatever, because I feel like because women don't have to like approach men, we're not prone to like a lot of rejection. But it's shown in different ways versus like a man, I feel like you need to be taught that like it's okay that if it didn't go your way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you don't
sure.
throw a temper tantrum because it did
I'm
not
not
go
gonna lie.
your way. Like
I'm very like, I shouldn't feel like this, but I do be feeling like that. Like, just being, I wouldn't even say like I'm the fucking, in my world I'm the top tier, but I wouldn't say I'm the top tier of all women in the world. I get very nervous when I see a man that I don't want to talk to.
Yeah.
And now
I'm unclipping my pepper
I'm
spray.
scared. Hell yeah, you
Got my
scared. And I'm like, yo, why do I have to be like this? We're repeating this conversation again 1 year
Yes.
later.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still afraid. Like, and it's not because of anything other than, being assaulted by men. Or men putting their hands on me unwilling, like unwanting,
Right.
like
Right.
Cause now I feel like I can't even walk past you and not say nothing. It's like I have to say,
yeah.
hey, or something. Like something has to be said.
or you gotta
like,
walk real fast. Like, I just
Yeah.
don't think that's okay. Like, and I really
it's
feel like
not.
we should change the culture. I don't give a fuck as other men. Black men, I want y'all to change the culture for us because I want to, like, I know that there's certain situations I'm in. If I look at a black man, he's going to protect
But
me.
also, you know what I be wanting to know too, like, do men really be checking their friends? Like, I don't think that's really a thing.
Great question.
You know what I'm saying?
so.
Valid
I don't like if you see a friend like, yeah, fuck that bitch or whatever. You're like, yo, chill. Like, she don't want to talk
I
to you. You
do.
need to chill out.
I check people.
I could see that for you.
Yeah, I got a
kind of
career.
see. If you said that's not something you do, I'd be like, wow, that's shocking.
no,
Why not?
I check,
You know?
I check niggas, but again, niggas are very lost. Like I give you two scenarios real quick. Like I remember one time I shot a music video for this dude, and then we was finished with the music video. We was eating, relaxing a little bit, and I remember him just very briefly making commentary on him, like he wanted to get some top from his shorty. and she didn't want to give it to him. And then just something this subtle, like his comment was like, "The fuck? How you ain't gonna tell me no? Like ain't no." And I would consider this to be a good guy, honestly. But once again, it's like not toxic person, but that's extremely toxic trait.
Yeah.
That's just one scenario. Scenario number 2.
Women think like that too, though.
I believe it. You know what I mean? Scenario number 2.
What I said, men and women need to learn how to deal with rejection.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a car with 2 of my older cousins and my very little cousin. My little cousin, he's the youngest person in the room by far. You know what I mean? But in the car. And so my older cousins, I used to look up to them at one point, still do in some degrees, and they were just loosely throwing around the word bitch, just loosely throwing it around. And so then my cousin Marlon, the little one, he say bitch. And I'm like, no, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do that. That's not necessary. You know what I mean? And then my older cousin, they trying to explain it. I'm like, look at y'all trying to explain using the word
Justify
bitch.
yeah.
Yeah, and then our fucking little cousin, he look up to all 3 of our asses, and now he's saying
Just
it. So,
affirming it.
Yeah,
So
true.
men in general, we just need so much help. And it is going back to the other conversation we were having about why men don't know how to be leaders, because they were not taught. And really, we being taught by our homies and the music and movies and all this dumb shit.
Yeah, because I don't feel like men in the 70s and maybe early 80s were like this. Like,
And this is what I was going.
where did this, like, you know? And then I wanted this goes into the conversation of, like, you know, is R&B dead? You know, like that was a thing. You know,
R&B's definitely dead.
it is. It's yeah.
Or on pause, maybe.
You know,
Nah, that shit is
Tory
dead.
Lanez-
Let me tell you, a lot of people are one of the main things on why I feel like R&B is dead is because a lot of people are dead ass not singing. Like, real singing speaks to your soul. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel that shit, like, you know, and a lot of people are crooning. And if y'all don't know what crooning is, it's like the Barry Whites, this like of the world. Like, you know, he's not giving Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye is a singer. Barry White was a crooner. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not putting so much soul in.
If I had to think about
Passion.
people now, like, we got the, like, you know, I think even Kehlani sings.
Yes.
But a lot of times, Summer Walker don't fucking sing. I love her, but she don't sing all the time. She
you know-
talk sing. Maybe that's what
They all
crooning is.
talk
It's,
sing, for
it's
sure.
talk
No,
singing.
But you know what? Tory Lanez said this the other day, and I was watching like an interview he had with like Diddy. They was like on FaceTime Live. FaceTime Live.
Yeah, I was
Instagram-
watching that
Instagram
shit. That
Live.
shit was mad
And
funny,
he was
by the way.
It was true. He said because niggas is singing about toxic shit. They not singing about love. No
Everybody
more.
is.
That's what he was
I
saying.
ain't
He
gonna
said
hold you. I
nobody's
love
singing
Brent.
about love anymore.
Brent's
like
a good example.
who?
Brent.
Yes.
Toxic. That's his
Yeah,
whole
he's
toxic.
bag.
Yeah, his whole thing. I was watching an interview with him, and he was saying, like, you know, a lot of people call him like a toxic nigga. Like, he makes toxic love songs.
Yeah, but you see, like, I felt like R&B was coming back when what did Silk Sonic? I fucking
Oh, yeah.
love that album
Mhm.
because it's like when I heard him say "smoking out the wind," I was like, "Yo, that was my shit." I said, "Saying how? No, that shit. How could you do this shit to me? How?
Yeah.
I tried, my nigga, to make you the only one you fucking violated.
Oh,
no,
you
but
got
I
plans.
felt that shit. Like, I felt it. Like, even
No,
when
that's a fact.
Like, even-
damn, we should have went to go see them in Vegas.
yes, we should.
Shit.
And you know what's crazy? Also, like, even Beyonce's new album, like, I was listening to some of the songs and I'm like, yo, damn, this bitch is singing her fucking heart out. Like, she was singing her heart out. And I'm like, you know, like,
I want
when she
you to
said,
know-
I'm trying to fuck something up tonight. I'm like, yes, bitch, I'm trying to fuck something up too.
I feel like I definitely wasn't hearing a lot of R&B. And then for Chris Brown to jump in the wave is like, come on, you really catapulted R&B and you took it down to the most shittiest level when you came out with These Hoes Ain't Loyal. I feel like ever since that song came out, we never went back. It just went downhill from there. Like, it just...
We can't blame Chris Brown for that
No,
because
not blame him, but
no, because
Well, it was blaming TPain for bringing an auto-tune. It only takes one motherfucker.
that's true though.
It don't take a
Our
gang
culture-
of niggas. It takes one motherfucker.
Perfect example. Niggas wasn't eating booty till Kevin Gates said it was cool.
oh, that's true. That's true.
And niggas wasn't eating pussy till Lil Wayne said it was
That's
cool.
the motherfucking
Pussy money,
truth.
pussy money,
Like,
weed.
you know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
It's
like
true.
that's all I'm saying. So
One person.
it just all it
No,
takes
but you
is
know
one
what?
person.
Like, niggas was eating pussy. They just was singing about eating pussy. Like, back in the day, they used to sing about eating pussy all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
they was singing.
Let me lick you up and down. Eating pussy all day. Like, they would.
Yeah.
They
said it but they weren't saying it in a more brash way. Now it's like, I'm gonna eat that pussy till you scream. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I feel like that's what's missing. The sensual.
That shit getting boring. That's just boring now.
It is.
Yeah, it does boring. Because that's what's missing. Like the sensualness about sex and love.
I'm gonna be honest,
being in touch with your feelings. That's what's missing.
Just authenticity in general. Even podcasting, like it becomes very. I literally do this for a living, but it becomes tired. It becomes tired. Like, so many people talk about the same stuff. You know what I mean? It just be like, damn, y'all, the whole world is on this right now. Like,
and you know that's why a lot of the times we have to wait for like that jump to pass.
Yep.
So we can give our authentic opinion.
It's just getting worse. I'm gonna be honest. Nothing is getting better. Like, no, let's think about this. We went from loving on your woman, coming to her house with flowers, you know what I'm saying? To sing about bitches ain't shit. You feel me? And then now you got men talking down on women. Where is it getting better? It's just getting worse.
This is what I feel like is happening right now is that everybody's trying to be on a wave and it was never authentic. You see, y'all was not in, like, you see, the reason why I'm okay with me and Caleb doing the podcast and doing all this shit, we was sitting in our apartment where we was still in college. That was 2012 talking about doing podcasts.
Yep.
We was sitting in there listening to The Read, listening to Brilliant Idiots, listening to Taxstone, listening to all the original what's his name? Combat Jack and
Jack, yeah.
all them like the people that opened up the door.
Yeah.
For podcasting, we were into it. Now it's just a bunch of people. Oh, I'm gonna create a podcast today. What are you talking about? Let me come on your podcast. What are we gonna talk about? What are we talking about? People tell me that all the time. Like, let me bring. Can I come on a podcast? What are you talking about?
Nothing.
You want to just come in on here and just talk to me? Like, what are we talking about? We could do that in fucking DMs.
And then sometimes we tap into other people where we see something in them that maybe they didn't feel like the conversation might have been good or and we might bring that out to them. But like there's many people that be like, yeah, let me come on there, or niggas that do music, let me come on. What we talking about? This is not a
music
up and coming artist fucking podcast. This is what we're fucking doing.
I don't mind giving people the room to speak, but I feel like when you in the room, give something to somebody else. Like, we're not going to be having a conversation that we normally have on a day-to-day. Me and Kayla talk all the time. We're not going to have the same conversation every fucking time we come on air.
Right.
We're not going to keep, we get into, and that's the thing, like, as content creators, we giving y'all a word right now. Like, stop producing the same shit. Do something different. Do something different. Like, I thought about vlogging and doing that shit, but I'm like, yo, it's so oversaturated.
Yeah, it's true.
Because now we're repeating the same things that we were doing.
That's true.
But also too, I feel like it's a love and hate thing, because like some people really have things that I really want to hear about, or I love their perspective on things. Absolutely. Like that, whatever. Where maybe they weren't able to do those types of things prior to, but I do. I understand.
I don't shit on it at all.
I do understand
when it's done right. It's you never care.
You never care. And that's the thing. Right. Like, it's just, I just feel like nobody is taking,
people just doing it to go jump on, just talk shit and bring people down,
just to talk. Like, people could listen to this podcast and say like, yo, we pop shit sometimes, but we not gonna sit here and be telling everybody business and gossiping all the time. And like, we talking about something that's specific. Like, we want to talk about this specifically. We're not gonna be on here dragging people down. Oh, she got her body done, she looks terrible. Like, come on, we're not gonna do that every time. Like, it's not. Well, it's not.
The difference with y'all show is, like, again, like, I tell this to my girl all the time. Like, it's never what you do, it's always how it's done. If you could just focus on that, you'll always be fruitful. You know what I mean? So like, I think y'all's chemistry doesn't really matter what y'all talking about. Like, literally, we've definitely spoke about some things today that have been talked about in other podcasts. Obviously. Yeah. But it's the way y'all go about it. And I think the glue for y'all is the chemistry. Y'all got good chemistry. You're funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think it's because we're just actually friends.
Right. And that's the.
Some people do jump.
Friends.
Yeah, niggas just jump on like, oh, you.
Since we talking about friends, I'm sorry.
Niggas be meeting the day they get here. All the time. All the time. Niggas be meeting the day they walk in the room. They be all meeting at the same time.
Starting a podcast?
I swear to God. I swear to God. They be meeting for the first time, getting to know each other for the first time.
Yeah, it be like that sometimes. But let me shine some light over here talking about friends, okay? When I tell you my friend showed up for my birthday, she showed the fuck up. Showed out and did a lot. And honestly, like, y'all really need to know, like, this is my bitch for life. Like, she really held it down for my birthday. And I'm like, yo, this bitch really showed out. I'm not going to go into the details, but when I tell you, like, friendship be real, like, friendship be real. Get good with your
that's
friends.
another thing. Well, I appreciate that, girl.
Of course,
No,
of
I
course. Take your
appreciate that.
accolades. Eat that up, girl.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yes. don't downplay or nothing, and I understand.
No, I'm not trying to downplay it. I do think we have a great friendship, and I appreciate it, because I just really think that a lot of times, especially now, it's like a lot of friendships don't have much substance. And I was listening to, I forgot who exactly said that. I think it was Wallow. Like, he was like, a lot of people are like friends because of circumstances. Like, okay, you get fly, I get fly, bitch, we out. Like, oh, you make videos on Instagram, I make videos on Instagram. Oh, like, we gonna be friends. You feel? A lot of times people fall out, or trips go bad, or, you know what I'm saying, things go awry because of the fact that y'all didn't build your friendship on like a foundation. It's just like, and I feel like people think just because you're a friend doesn't mean you can't continuously build on that friendship, like,
or grow or change. And since we're talking about that,
Super true.
I want to bridge into that that Karisha Please episode with, it was just one thing.
You watched it? Because I didn't watch it. Damn.
I watched it with JT, so you may not be able to give too much input. JT and Santana, and they were talking about a situation where, JT felt like they were being weird. And I thought to myself, I'm like, yo, as a friend, you should be able to acclimate. Everything should not be an argument. We cannot be going back and forth and bickering. It was something like, oh, they went upstairs. She was in the lobby. Just a miscommunication. She was in the lobby. Miami said she was going upstairs to change her clothes. And Santana said, like, I'm going to upstairs to do something. And she left them and went and ate somewhere else while they were supposed to go to dinner. They came downstairs and she was like, oh, I'm already here. And I'm like, as a friend, I think that's a toxic trait. Communicate that you feel some type of way. And you like,
communicate that I'm fucking hungry right now. I'm not going to be able to wait.
Can we go out? Can we
order in? Can we hurry up?
And she said, because in my mind, we about to leave right now. And in y'all mind, y'all going upstairs to change or whatever and do whatever y'all supposed to do. And I said to myself, I'm like, like, you can't be, as a friend, like, you should be able to give your friends some room to just communicate. Just because this is how you are, this is how I am. This is how I am. That statement, I hate it.
Me too. It shows no growth.
It shows a lot of immaturity.
And
I understand, like, you may be hardened through your circumstances and stuff like that, but you should always want your friendships to be healthy. It should never be like you mad. And she said, I'm never really mad. I just want you to know, bitch, I feel like you being weird. But just because you feel like I'm being weird doesn't necessarily mean that I am being weird. And they were,
but it also wasn't addressed either.
Exactly. And they were explaining it to her like, yo, we not being weird. Maybe we all got something. And they were coming from a more standpoint of like, like, we kind of understand where you coming from, but do you understand where we're coming from?
Maybe and because I didn't watch this, I don't know. Maybe also Miami and Santana were on the same page because they hang out more now.
And that's what she was saying too. She said, I don't want...
They know they on the same page. They like to go... They know they was... In the back of both of their minds, they knew that they was about to go change or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But maybe because you don't hang out with them as much, maybe you don't understand what the trajectory of how they move.
The communication that they're having.
Yeah.
And I think as friends, like, I have a friend who told me this, and she was like, don't love people the way that you want to love them the way that they want to be loved. And I understand, like, she may not be a robot person. She may be a person that likes to stay in the house, but am I gonna always have to accommodate you because you're not like this? When are you gonna accommodate me back?
I feel that.
Like, I don't think she's a mean, and that was something they was talking about. Like, she said I don't think she's necessarily a mean person, but I don't feel like I don't know her. So let me say
she don't seem friendly though.
She doesn't seem friendly, and she doesn't seem like she's willing to change her ways that much. Not saying that she won't change at all, but like, I'm comfortable in my skin. I don't need to change. I like where I'm at.
Okay, is that what you got from the conversation?
Yeah, like, I not necessarily being selfish, but more so like, I like where I'm at. Why do I have to change it out? Like, I'm in a comfortable space. I'm happy. And she said that also. She's like, I'm happy. I'm like, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I don't need to rush the process. I don't need to do all of that. But I'm like, you should be able to change regardless of rushing the process or wanting to change, your
But I also
personality.
feel like what's really attributed to a lot of that is like the fact that she went to jail. I feel like, because I used to follow her before, like she's not the same person that she used to be.
I can see that.
She was more lively. You see how Karisha is with Santana. That's how she was with like
It's
JT
true.
or whatever. So like, I think we also need to put into fact that like, you know, even though she did Fed time, which is easier than like most, you know, jail time is time. Like
she spoke on that too. She definitely did. She
Oh, she
spoke.
did?
She did speak on the fact that, you know, like it took her 6 months to really come out of her shell because she was like how, you know, people was being mean to her, or she felt like, you know, being weird and shit like that. And my only real advice is like, you know, don't take shit personal. Like, it ain't personal.
And even if you do take something personal, speak on it.
Speak on it. At least communicate.
At
in
least
an
give
effective
somebody
way.
that-
None of that yelling and arguing. That's not an effective communicating tactic. Yelling and screaming and cursing at your friend doesn't make them want to talk to you. It makes them not want to even fucking be friends anymore.
Well, piggybacking off screaming and yelling, I want to talk about real quick. I want to talk about the Zeus network. I just find that they come out with nothing but toxic ass representation of black people constantly. Like, all right, we have VH1, we had Love and Hip Hop, but like that VH1 is not, it's not Love and Hip Hop. They have other shows. Like, why the fuck? Like, cause I was excited about Zeus, but like these shows they coming up with are just disgusting. Like, for real.
And honestly, like I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of what people want to watch, but at the same time, like, if y'all gonna sit here and drag Tyler Perry every time he come out with a Madea movie, how come y'all have not been? Why is Jocelyn's Cabaret still a thing?
And she be hitting all kinds of shit.
I don't know about her hitting them. I know about that situation with Amber, but I don't know about the other stuff. But I'm just saying, like, even like, so did y'all pin Bobby and Roland Ray against each other and then bring them back together? Like, I'm so confused.
Now they got a show. They didn't even resolve what they had
like,
on
I'm
their
so
own
confused.
little.
It's played out now, and I'm all for like black networks and shit like that. But come on, we have all black. All black brings better shows than this.
Movies and stuff like that.
Come on, like, we don't have to. It doesn't have to necessarily always be negative. Why?
There's another one. There's another black something. Another black network that had like
We
black
have a couple
movies.
shit.
Yeah.
Like Revolt is a good network.
Yeah, Revolt is really good. I'm gonna be honest. I was watching it on TV.
better. BET's has gotten a lot better.
I didn't think BT was bad. It fell off, yeah, but I never thought it was.
No, I don't think it was. And that's me saying, like, it's just improving. BET has gotten better with like the content they're producing. You have TV1, good content, like, you know.
I like TV1.
I
by
do.
The way.
They always got mad fire.
And Bounce, girl.
Bounce definitely got the shit. I agree. Like, I don't. From day one, Black China show, the first episode, she fighting with her fucking mother. Where are we having any like good representation? And then you charging people $5.99 for that shit, and it's just like none of this
I would
shit
never.
is put. Listen,
I watch
you
these
on clips
episodes
on
through
Instagram.
clips on Instagram. I would never pay for that
I'll
bullshit.
clip and piece the whole fucking episode together. But
I did want to move into my Black is Blackity Black.
absolutely.
I want to give Jamie Foxx his flowers.
Okay.
Cause I just feel like that nigga is fucking elite. Like, what is it that this nigga can't do? I don't know if we gave him his flowers before, but he deserves
So
them.
funny. You know it's so funny? I was just watching Soul on Friday.
So,
And I said
yeah.
to myself, I said, this nigga is nasty. I said, is he really playing the piano like this? He probably is. I said, this nigga is nasty. He is nasty in a good way. Like, nasty. Like, this nigga is, he's definitely elite. He's definitely good.
Yeah, because like I was watching this page called Talk to Pops on, I don't know if y'all follow it on Instagram or whatever, and it just did like an appreciation post for him, and that shit was just fire. Like, they was talking about all the things that he did and like, you know, his role in like Ray Charles and like his songs on his album, and like when it was the songs was playing, I was like, damn, this was my shit.
He got
like,
mad shit.
He do.
Girl, get comfortable.
That was my shit too. What's another She Got Her Own? That was my shit. Then they came out with mad remixes. Like, that was my fucking shit.
Love her 'cause she got her own.
She got her own. Oh.
And he got a book that I actually read. It's about like him being a father, and that was something I thought was very fucking like good. Like, he had a book about parenting, not about bitches, not about his life, but just being a father. And I said, damn it, he, I
ain't even gonna get into that because I wanted to.
I know
I wanted to.
We're not gonna go in there, but he has 2 beautiful daughters. And he talks about like how they have completely different personalities and how like, he's learned his children and how to, love them in the way that he knows that they need to be loved. And I thought that was magical, like just for you to have a good relationship with your children.
You know what's that show that used to come on Behind the Music or something like that, and it would show you like the artists and like how they grew up and like their family and everything. And I remember watching an episode. One of my 2 favorites was like him and Nelly or whatever, but I watched this episode and he was like talking about how he was raised by like his grandmother, and I just never forget. And I just felt like, damn, like this nigga was talented, and also like his grandmother helped him manifest that or whatever.
Absolutely,
like,
she put him in church and all that shit.
Yeah, like So, and also too, I'm gonna be honest, like, that nigga is driven, like, you know what I'm saying?
Really
Like,
driven.
He was always put himself in positions to like fucking win. Like, yeah, you may not put him on. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, some of the roles he takes is I'd be like, what the fuck? But I know he's a good actor though. I know that. Like, as far as like music, I may not like everything he put up, but that nigga could
talented.
Sing.
He could.
You feel me? And he could play an instrument too. So like, I just feel like, I don't know. He's it.
It's I do. Yeah.
And I think Ray, he was like, he had shit before, but like Ray really stamped him as being a fucking goat.
The Django Unchained is probably one of my favorite movies. That shit is the hilarious.
This nigga literally.
No, I don't think that
sounds like Ray Charles. Like on Gold. What is it? Is it Gold Digger by Kanye West? Is it actually called Gold Digger? I can't think right now. I don't fucking know. Yeah. That I literally thought that was Ray Charles for like so long. I remember thinking that like
he was definitely. I'm not saying that.
What the fuck? Like, and then he does impressions too. Like, yo, like this nigga had Denzel cracking the fuck up. That's one of my favorite interviews, by the way. Like,
it is actually one of my favorite interviews, and that's
get your fucking hands off me. That shit had me dying.
It's crazy because. I do think that Ray Charles is one of his top movies. It's just something about the Django
that was his own for him.
Yes, and I don't know what it is about the Django. It's just he relayed how black people wanted to treat white people as slaves. Like he embraced that shit. He was like, say
that shit one more time. No. You know he really fucked up Leonardo's hand with that shit. Remember he was bleeding.
Good. Not good job. Sorry. I don't know. I don't necessarily know. I was just thinking about the actual role as a slave. So I'm like, I'm in mode. Sorry. But it was a scene that they played on Twitter the day that was like, I don't remember the girl name, but she was like, Anime, tell Jessica I said goodbye. I'm just making it.
Yeah.
She said, huh? He's like, tell Jessica I said goodbye. And she said, goodbye, Miss Jessica. And he shot Miss Jessica. And I swear to God, I was fucking rolling. Miss Jessica was the white woman in the house.
Yeah.
I was telling you, I was so
to this day,
weak.
I'm going to be honest. Like, I feel like, I love Leonardo DiCaprio, but he played that role too good. A little too motherfucking good.
I mean,
it was a little too good. That's all I'm saying.
No Leo Slater over here. That's my favorite actor.
Really? Okay. No, he's good. He's like a humanitarian. He seems like one of the good ones. We'll never know till we're all put to the motherfucking test. But I digress. Anyway, I really want to talk about. I
had a few people that was my black and blackity black because we never give them an actor.
One person, I wanted to know why you had her on the list.
Because they said she's supposed to be having the #1 rap song that came out. I don't know if that has happened, but I'm just giving her accolades because I feel like I have spewed enough hate that I could spread some love.
Okay.
First Beyonce. First of all, that's my bitch. That out.
Hell yeah.
You want break, bitch? You ain't break no souls. You ain't break no souls.
Yes, I'm not gonna hold you. I do want a Lemonade album, another Lemonade album. But you did your thing, Beyonce. Like, and I know a lot of times people be giving her flack when she does something different or whatever.
Church girl, no, drop it like a thotty. Drop it like a thotty. Cause bitch, I'm a church girl, and
can I say one thing? I hate that like people treat certain people, like, they can't fuck up or they can't do something different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for example, Beyonce, they look at her as like some pinnacle god that's supposed to uplift all women. She can't say that I'm that bitch, I'm that girl, without making you feel like, oh, like, wow. The reason why her and Keisha Cole was beefing, because she's like, oh, you making a so-called bow down bitches. She ain't say bow down Keisha, bow down Keisha.
First of all,
like, come on, she just saying like, look, like, I'm that bitch and this is what it is. Like,
we're not going to, I'm not going to compare it to anybody else, but that bitch is the number one superstar in the entire world. What are we talking about here?
Hello.
She's the number one superstar in the entire world. Her concerts sell out in every country she touches.
I'm gonna be honest. She gives me female Michael.
She is the female Michael.
No, nobody will beat Michael.
Nobody can ever. And that's why I didn't want to say.
Like, Michael was like a god to motherfuckers. I can't lie. Like, I put my hand out like this. Oh my God! They used to be
I
wilding.
was watching a clip of Michael the other day. He was like, they said if I won 8 awards, I'll take my glasses on, but I really don't want to. But he teasing this is shit the Beyonce do. He's like, I really don't want to, but because I'm just doing it for the fans. Because and my co-host, I don't know who. Let's guess. Scarlett Johansson said that I have to take him off, so I'm gonna just take him off. And this crowd went nuts. This is at the Grammys. And I say to myself, like, Beyonce is like that.
Motherfuckers be passing out all kinds of shit. Beyonce's definitely on that level.
She is on that level. Y'all cannot keep discrediting this woman. Anything she drops hits 1 million likes. Off rip. Anything she makes goes platinum the same day. Like, what are we talking about? Like, why are we sitting here acting like she is not that bitch? She is that bitch.
And there's nothing wrong with feeling like you're that bitch.
And she's never slipping.
But you don't never hear her on interviews like, yeah, I hope these other R&B bitches step they shit up because they ain't shit. Like, yeah, act like she doing that. She just speaking like on...
She's being just as confident as she should be because she is that bitch.
That's
why are we denying that?
Yeah,
we don't have to deny that. And now I'm going to go into the next person. Listen, Nikki, I'm giving you your flowers. I'm completely giving you your flowers because I'm not gonna lie. Everything that she do, that shit goes plat. Everything her fans are elite. I may not necessarily like everything.
I ain't gonna hold you. Her fans are crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. She do got fans like Michael and Beyonce. She's not them.
She's not them.
But she do got fans like that.
She's like the rap Beyonce. I can't lie. She's the rap Beyonce.
Maybe.
She's a rap Beyonce because I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing that she does that her fans do not love.
I will say she's like I think on that level, we're going to separate it by genre. Because I feel like nobody's touching Michael and Beyonce. I don't care what genre they talking about.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Beyonce,
but then again, you got to think about this. Maybe like, for example, like people love Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, well, not everyone.
We're not gonna put her on Pitbull.
I'm just saying. I was just thinking about genres, breaking it down into genres. Maybe not. Maybe we shouldn't break it into genres. But if I had to go for hip hop, I would say like Jay-Z and Nicki.
Yes, I would say
because like people, I'm not taking it away because I love Kim, but like her fan base is not like Nicki Minaj. Like something about Nicki Minaj. She touched those white people hard stuff.
Like, because she was also at some point she transitioned into like kind of like a pop sound, so she got that. That was fucking amazing, smart ass tactic. But I feel like Kim's fan base is a lot older. Like we grew.
It's not the same. Her fan base is just not the same.
It's not the same.
It doesn't touch any of these people I spoke on. Doesn't speak on Jay-Z, not Beyonce, and definitely not motherfucking Michael. Yeah. So
it's true. But Nikki, I'm giving you your flowers. Hopefully that record goes #1. Listen, #1, and it'll be the first female. I think the first female.
She do got heat. I can't even take that from her.
She got mad heat. I'm never gonna take that from her. She's fine. She's cute. Her kids are cute. Like there's not many things that she can do wrong. She has done some things wrong, but she can't. Like I'm never gonna.
Yeah, female rap artists, like nobody's touching her. I can't lie. As far as like
we can't
where she's coming her career, nobody's touching her.
We can't.
Even with the brand deals and all this other shit, like she was
probably one of the first with like a brand deal that big with Fendi, I believe. Yeah, I believe Fendi was like her first real brand deal. So I'm definitely gonna give her flowers on that. But we're gonna transition again.
Yeah, let's just go into what you reading, what you watching.
What we reading, what you watching.
Girl, I finished P-Valley.
Down in the valley where the girls get naked.
Yo, first of all, I want to say I was very happy that Lil Murda claimed Uncle Clifford. Yes. I'm gonna be real. Do you feel like men who watch the show, like you feel like men should like because I'm gonna be honest, as I watch it, because you know I love
a lot of say that. Yeah, y'all
I love
threw it at us
what's Pose, all that shit. That's all my shit, bitch.
Yes,
Like I love that. I live, bitch. I live. Okay,
listen.
But P-Valley is definitely a gay show.
From somebody who used to watch like gay shows as a kid, it's not queer. It's just like Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark. If y'all know Noah's Ark, hey y'all, I brought this up before. I used to watch Noah's Ark, and it was about like black men living in New York City and, you know, just being in love. It used to be on this with Netflix.
Then again, is that also insensitive to call it a gay show? Because being gay is normal, and so
yeah, a little bit.
I think so. Yeah. Now that I think about it, now I'm not backtracking anything, but now it's like it just came to me like, I'm saying it's a gay show. I'm saying it's a gay show, but it's not like it lacks heterosexual relationships.
This pause. This is what I want podcasters to see. Like, listen, you can say something wrong, but if you catch yourself, like, you're not necessarily wrong, because sometimes we just chatting.
Yeah, no. So I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I think it's I guess it's like a regular show.
And you know what's crazy?
But I'm not gonna hold you. The gay scenes are the most intense I've ever seen.
Yeah, they are very intense. If you're not into like, you know, watching like
I'm talking about they breaking out the loop.
Like
they breaking out the loops.
I'm not gonna lie, my man loves P-Valley, but he had to like take a break. Like, whoa, what's going on here? the very first with what's his name? T.
That's his name.
Yeah, with T. That very first scene, that was like 3 minutes. I was like, yo, wow.
Every scene is 3 minutes. No. I timed it.
You did?
Yes, bitch. Every scene is 3 minutes. Because niggas was like, yo, because I just finished watching it because, like, Netflix has spoiled me to where now I want to see shows in its totality. I don't want to be hurting to see, oh my God, I can't wait. Oh, I missed it. I got to catch it again at 11. I don't want to wait. I don't want it to have to stream or nothing. Like, none. I want to catch it all at fucking once. Like, that's it. That's where I'm at with that. So I watched the whole entire thing. But I think that, so I didn't know Little Murda was always gay. So I think this season helped me understand that. Because I thought like Uncle Clifford was like his first.
Oh, you thought he brought him out?
Yeah.
Nah. I've been knew that Uncle Murda was gay from the way
he sucked that dick in the first season. Then he did, right?
I call him Uncle. I don't know why I keep calling
Lil
him
Murda.
Uncle Murda.
I'm going to be real. And, that man is gay in real life.
I think
his wife knows that too.
You know what? I think
he's bi in real life.
That's what I was thinking to myself, because
bi.
I was watching this show called Uncoupled, I think it was called, with the guy, I can't remember his name. He's like a blonde guy. He plays in a lot of shows where he's a gay man. And I had to look. I'm like, yo, he playing in a couple of roles, like as a gay man. Like, is he really gay? And when I really looked it up, I'm like, oh, he is. Cool. Lil Murda has to be getting that check if he's not gay, because I'm telling you, he is into it, and I am believing it, and I'm soaking it up.
The way he like biting on his ear while he hitting in front of it, like he was the way he be hugged up on Uncle Clifford, I love to see it, don't get me wrong. Yes. But in real life, I just can't see how I would be okay with my man playing this role. Like, giving another man back shots, that's wicked. Like, that's crazy. Like, I think...
Not the word wicked.
Yeah, not wicked like as in bad, but like, like that's like a Caribbean term. Or like,
it's a New York slang, so it's like, damn. No, like we would say the wickedest one.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying...
That's crazy to me. Like
I'm not gonna lie. I had this discussion with Bay a couple of times. Like, yo, you think he really gay? I had to go see if his wife was really still his wife.
No. It's definitely still his wife. They look happy and everything.
And you know what? Actually, let's give him a shout out, because I did see an interview where he was doing an interview and he was like, oh, come on. He was checking for his wife. I was like, gentleman. He probably
like honestly, the way he be pulling Uncle Clifford's chin to kiss.
He may not.
Like,
honestly, he may not. He may. We're not used to seeing it in the black culture, but it's prevalent. Men that are very open with their sexuality. They don't give a fuck what you think. I'm doing my job. I'm getting paid. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. And I probably caught that check. But who knows? He may really
most
be.
people typically that do things like it's not about being okay with your sexuality.
You think that Mercedes?
I don't feel like that.
You think? Okay,
we're doing it for both. She's gay too.
You think she's gay? Okay.
In real life?
Yeah.
In real life, I definitely think, I think she definitely dabbles in the coochie.
Cause I mean,
she played it too well.
She was into it.
But then she kind of played like maybe she didn't really want that.
She's an show. But you know what? We're talking about people who are professional fucking actors. They can do this for.
I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna be honest. You don't have to, and this is men and women. You don't have to like give a nigga back shots in the show to show that you're okay with your sexuality. You don't have to eat. You feel me? Eat pussy and put fingers in a pussy to make you feel like you are okay with somebody else being gay. That doesn't signify that. I don't know why we trying to throw that in there because people aren't okay with gay people being gay. But you don't have to suck on pussy and give booty hole back shots to be opening your sexuality. Like I don't feel like that.
Oh my God.
And it goes for vice versa, men and women. I don't know, because I feel like a lot of people aren't okay with like people being themselves, which is like, either whether it's, heterosexual, gay. I mean, not heterosexual because people are okay with that, but being gay and bi and all this other stuff. It's and I say this too. I've been saying this too, and I think it's insensitive. Like saying like, you could come out and be who you want to be. But in actuality, I'm really seeing like, seeing people get beat up and killed and shit. Like maybe you really can't and I feel bad for those people who can't be that way.
I'm gonna.
But another thing I want to bring up too is we watched this show called How to Make a Sex Room, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the things, like the guy was saying how he likes anal play and all this other stuff or whatever.
And she's into it too.
She's okay with it, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, this nigga a little gay. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's bi. You know what I'm saying? He's bi. Like you know what I'm saying?
What's crazy is that.
But she's okay with that. And I want men that are like on the DL and shit like that to find somebody that is okay with what you like.
But honestly, it doesn't necessarily, look what you just said. They don't have to be on the DL. They can just be who they want to be and they're sexually free. Why? You see, this is the thing that I've been trying to figure out is like, why do we feel like we have to label everything? Like they can be who they want to be, and I think
that goes down a slippery slope. That's why we're calling people they and them. Why do we have to put labels on shit? Sometimes shit needs labels. If I went in the store and you didn't have Oreos on the package of cookies, how the fuck would I know it's Oreos? I was just thinking some regular ass cookies. I want to know that it's fucking Oreos. I want to know that it's Chips Ahoy. I want to know this is.
I just don't think that we need to know everything, and
we don't need. I agree with that.
That's the situation.
But I do think things. I do think things need labels.
We can clarify when it's necessary, but I don't feel like we need to. Things need to be clarified. I'll never take that, but I don't think that we need to know everything. I feel like sometimes, if it's okay with you, what's good for the geese ain't good for the gander. If it's okay with you, I'll respect you, and that's where I'm at with that whole plight.
I think things need titles, period. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a title person. Like, I don't mind. Okay, like, you being an associate, that's a title. You being a friend,
I'm talking about
that's a title.
Things that are meaningless to strangers. Like, I don't need to, like.
No, you don't have to speak on what you do behind the scenes or in the bedroom or whatever. And I think like for a little murder or whatever. Yeah, I may be throwing a label on him that maybe he's not okay with, but that from what I see. From what I see, it's given this might be something he's okay with in the real world.
And you know what's crazy? I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I just, I just want people to know, like, no matter what we fucking saying, still feel comfortable to do what you want to do.
I want to say that
don't give a fuck about what we talking about. What we talking about is what we talking about. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. I was like, yo, if Mercedes' daughter don't get that abortion, I'm gonna fucking scream. Like, what are we doing here? You're 14, about to have a baby. What the fuck? What you think about that? What if this was your child?
I would want her to get an abortion, but a lot of that force and shit.
No, I wouldn't force. She gave her the option.
Yeah, I would have gave her the same option. The forcing shit is where I don't like forcing me to keep a kid or forcing me to get an abortion. That is extreme and it's traumatic.
I think it's extreme and traumatic, but I also feel like this goes into like why you're a kid and like also like why I'm an adult. I know for a fact this shit is not gonna be easy. And just your life is changing, so the fuck is mine. Because now I'm still responsible because you're still a child. You're still a child. I will hope that I instill the values in you to like, you know, want to be or do something more with yourself than just like become a mother at like 14. But like, I would really want you to like get that shit done. So I will try to find, like, I feel like I would try to figure out a way so maybe we can come to the same agreement. I wouldn't want to just force you, but like, you're being fucking retarded. You being stupid. No, seriously.
It's true.
Being fucking stupid.
I do think that like, there is a thin line, very thin line between parent and friend.
Okay.
And I think that in the show, I appreciated that Mercedes never tried to blur that line. Bitch, we are not friends. We are mother and daughter, and just because I am not your legal guardian don't mean that I won't beat your ass. You won't be in trouble. I won't come pick you up, and I won't still support you and make you feel loved. Because I noticed that, like, you know, I could tell that, I think her name was Tashelle or something in the show, or Shell or something in.
What's the character?
No. Shell was the mother. Was the legal mother.
Oh yeah, the legal mother.
I noticed that she basically used the fact that she had her daughter as a crutch or something, and then also
she only took the daughter to like punish,
spiteful, and she wasn't also being a mother to the daughter. So the daughter, in the space that's not being filled, filling in her own spaces, doing what. This is why she's out there throwing her, losing her virginity and, you know, having to get an abortion, is because the void that you were supposed to be filling as a mother.
Yeah, people fuck at 14. I felt like you was gonna speak on, you know.
They do fuck at 14. They do. But it's not about you fucking at 14. It's about you being responsibly fucking at 14. What you fucking at 14 for if you can't take care of no baby?
That's true.
You can't even get a job. You're not even in the legal age to get a job.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just trying to, but yeah, I love that show though. I feel as though it's a really good show, and you know, I can't wait for season 3.
I cannot wait for season 3.
But we like T really, I felt bad for T.
Yeah.
Cause like he couldn't
get away from his fight. Like he was just fighting his demon. And then that was another thing. Lil Murder, he was in, that's something that y'all didn't pick up. He was also fighting his demons because he knows that he created some of the trauma that T was experiencing. Do you remember the scene where he talked about how he closeted him? He raped him first.
Wait.
You missed that? He said, I got one of the security guards to bring him into the closet. That's what
I thought that was a romantic moment. They were both gay. Is that like, whoa, wait,
no,
I didn't get that from that.
Because then Uncle Clifford had alluded to the fact, like, you know, like, how was that love if you did it first? He said, but when they started after time, I really started to, like, you know, like, I think that a lot of the times that
whoa, I didn't get that from there.
Yeah, you got to rewatch it.
What the fuck?
Cause
no, I thought it was something romantic. He said that he pulled him and he had the security guard thing. He pulled him into the closet and he had something waiting for him too. Like it was a.
If you have a security, just we talking about jail here.
Yeah, I've watched many jail shows. Some people do it to be alone, or
but the security guard is not gonna force you to come to the closet. You gonna come to the closet regardless. Maybe I'm gonna rewatch it and
maybe we'll speak on it with other people. I didn't really get that.
I'm gonna touch back with other people, and because I could possibly be wrong, but that's what I got from it. Like, he raped him at first, because the way that Uncle Clifford talked about it after, it was like the way that the conversation shifted, that I was like, did he just talk about rape so lightly? Like, he said he was like, so you think that was love or something like that? He was like, after he said then it was a second time and a third time and a fourth time and a
Yeah,
fifth
but I
time
thought
and
it was
sixth
like
time.
like like a fling, like a little jail fuck. I don't know.
I mean, but he will also, you see, that's the thing that you're not realizing from the other earlier in the season is that T also was talking about like how he was put in a closet as a kid. And he had to hide in there as whatever they killed, whatever his family. So that's where I got that from. But I could be wrong. We'll touch back on that. But as for Little Murder,
Yo, you watch P Valley? Fuck! I need to know because now I'm like super fucking intrigued.
Okay, well,
we spoke on wait. Hold on, you missed that whole shit. I do you feel like it has too much gay scenes for you?
Yeah, and it's like it's not even like gay scenes in particular. Because do you remember Degrassi?
yeah.
Okay, so when
No, I never watched Degrassi. I lied.
But you're familiar though. Mm-hmm. So when Degrassi was a thing, I never felt like, or at least if I did, it wasn't overbearing. But like with P Valley, they hold nothing back though.
Yeah, but then we also talked about how it should be normal that like gay sex scenes it has at some point it's gonna become normal because it's normal sex.
See, I feel like at this point, like a lot of men are very hypersensitive to like gay stuff. I do feel like that because I'm just saying, like when you watching two bitches kissing, sucking, and licking on the screen, you're not going.
But that's conditioned us for years, though. We've been conditioned at that.
And that's the thing. Like this is why
Also,
that's why I said I think.
So it's different.
Another thing that I said, I know, but to the listeners, this is like a reiteration. I said that I feel like Little Murder in real life, he has to be some type of like.
No, it gotta be.
Yo, my nigga, you giving back shots, lubing up.
It's no different than Heath Ledger
biting on the air.
Like they say that he literally committed suicide because he just literally consumed the spirit of the role of the Joker in Batman.
Like yes, he's married, but I think him and his wife play with niggas.
I mean, that's the world we live in. Where a nigga can,
that's actually very possible. But guess what?
Yeah, that's why his wife doesn't say anything is because like she knows who he is already. Exactly. And that's why I brought up the sex room.
Yeah, it's not for
yeah.
Too much. I have to be very careful of what I feed my spirit and my mind. You know what I mean? So it's just like, nah, for real though.
No.
Like,
some people, they're very like sensitive to that kind of stuff. Like,
like you gotta ask yourself, what does that do for me as the human being? You know what I mean? As the human being of me, consuming that into my brain, into my subconscious, what does it do for me? Like, what am I really getting from? It's not equivalent exchange to me. You know what I mean? So it's just like if I'm gonna watch something like that, the payoff has to be like educational or has to be enriching.
Not Uncle Clifford opening back up the Pussy Palace. That can't be the.
It's just like I don't really watch like what I would consider to be like meaningless things either. Like my version of
okay, so that's where we going with this. I don't even think that because I can't see him watching like Kanan 3. Like I can't see you watching.
Even though that's dope though, like it's dope. Shit.
I like Kanan.
It's fucking dope.
Out of all of them,
you watch it?
I've seen it before. It's dope shit. I love it.
Yeah, and I like the cinematography. Yeah, like, but all of it is good.
I think it's good, but I'm just saying, like him saying, like I don't want to say meaningless shit.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's just like certain things I don't see you just watching. I
can't see you watching. Like
I can't see you like you saying you didn't watch P Valley. It wasn't a shocker, but I wish you did because I really had. But we
actually have to talk about that because there's a lot of things that was kind of like brushed over in the season, like Autumn. Come on, bitch. Like I understand you using what you get to get what you want, but you dead ass fuck the people that helped you. Like,
but some people are like that. They can't. They've never had to. They've always had to fight for themselves. So having allegiance to somebody is foreign.
And it's crazy because.
I hate to interrupt. Real quick, there's 20 minutes left on this card, so go crazy. The next guest
no, we about to wrap up.
We about to
anyway.
wrap up.
Okay, so I'm gonna go
Well, can I ask one question though before you leave?
Let's do it.
I was having a conversation with this guy, and we were talking about like watching gay, like gay porn or whatever. Is that like gay or whatever the case may be? Do you feel like getting like if you get hard from watching gay porn, does that give you like? Do you feel gayish like from that?
Wait, he got hard? Is this somebody you talking to?
Yo, chill out. Nobody I'm talking to, but somebody I had a conversation with.
I feel like but see, what you laughing for? I thought it was cool.
No, because because we were just talking about that, so I was a little taken aback. Like,
no, I wanted to know his perspective. That's why I waited till he came back to bring it up.
I feel as if I'm gonna shoot him some.
He's
bail.
not watching it, but like say it come across his screen and like it happens to rise. You know what I'm saying?
Like he just get hard. I'm trying to be clear. Like he just get hard. Like he just certified boner.
Like it's a chub. It's a chubster.
I think that's definitely. I think,
just say it. Come on, just say it. I know you're trying to hold it back. Just say it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to mind my business.
Hey, listen, you said men slow to think. It's like I'm slow to think about this.
Okay.
Slow to think. So I think in this moment, I think that's definitely it's definitely signs that you might be attracted to men in some type of way. Does it make you gay though? Mm-hmm. I don't think it makes you gay till you participate in the act.
Okay.
You know what
and I think that's what he was trying to say when we had the conversation. Like, I don't feel like getting, because I was saying that we spoke on the Issa thing where, where she was dating a guy that said that he got his dick sucked in college by somebody. And so, that's fucking gay. It's fucking gay. It's gay. Look, I just think that what I was saying is that, then it turned into like, I felt like he was gay. Like, how did you even get hard for this shit for him to suck it? If you did, like, how did it even get hard? So that's where we trickled into that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't suck a gummy worm. It's not enjoyable to either or party. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
so that's what I'm saying. Like, does you being hard, does that,
I mean, I
don't think it means you're gay.
I don't think you're gay.
You're attracted to men.
Maybe you're attracted to the sexual act that's transpiring.
I think it's the sexual act. Maybe. because I'm not.
I watched gay porn. I felt a little tingle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not that like, I want to fuck two niggas. Like I just
no, not men.
Yeah,
gay porn as in like lesbian porn. Like I have
both. I'm gonna be honest, both.
Yeah, I have I don't really get the pleasure of watching like two men having sex because I like the.
It's not a pleasure. It's what I'm saying. It's a tingle. Like
no. But I just like the. How can I explain it? Like, I like the submissiveness of a woman having sex, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like it too.
I like the submissiveness of a woman having sex. Am I gonna say I'm disgusted by gay porn because I fully watch those scenes on Valley? No care in the world.
Me either. I ain't skip it. Nothing. At one point, I kind of ran something back. Like, oh, they wilding the fuck out.
No,
and I'm
that shit. The T scene. I was like, nah, he's into this shit. He kissed him on the forehead. He kissed him on the neck. I was like, okay, I see you.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. When he woke up the next day, like, who's Cliff? I'm like, no, this nigga didn't go through his fucking phone. What the fuck is you doing? Like,
spoiler alert. Sorry, we got to put that on episode. Spoiler alert.
Oh, for real? Yeah. If you didn't watch it by now, what's really happening?
What's happening? But I wouldn't necessarily, because I've gotten like aroused by watching two women like have sex, but it's more of the act that I like, because I'm not really watching them like kissing on the breast. Listen, I want to see how great you ate the cat, because that's the action. So I think it may be the action, because I never go up to women. Like, I've done that, like, oh, you so fine, but to think like, oh, girl, I can't wait to take her clothes off and eat her cat.
Yeah, I feel that.
No, like, you're sexy.
That. Yeah, I've never looked at a woman like, yeah, I think her pussy tastes good. Like,
yeah, like, I don't even know what pussy tastes like besides my own. Like,
like you know what pussy tastes like then.
Well, everybody pussy is different.
Okay, true.
Everybody eat different things.
Not a diet, not a different diet.
You know that. You know.
Now that is very true.
Asparagus.
That's just the same thing with men and women. I find it to be.
It's true. I had coffee the other day and I took a piss and I said, "Why does it smell like Starbucks?"
Yeah, no.
It did. I was like, "Wow, Starbucks." But
yeah, we about to wrap this up though.
We are gonna wrap up. You have anything you want to plug?
No.
Oh, well, those new rice papers just came out.
That is true. Yeah, we did. Burning Ash has some new rice papers. It's up on the site, so go cop up. We have the grinders on the site. We got like travel cases coming soon, so like watch out for that. And yeah, like
I'll definitely be buying me a travel case. I need it.
that shit is. I ain't gonna hold you. Like when we did like a sample, and like when that shit came, I was like, nah, this shit type fire.
Yeah.
It's like good quality, like the actual case. But yeah, that's about it. What about you?
I really don't have anything to plug. Just make sure you guys follow us on all socials. I heard you, sis. If you have any questions, I'm gonna keep asking y'all to send us to our email at heardyousispodcast@gmail.com, and go ahead and like and subscribe on our YouTube at Heard You Sis. Click the click the bell, ding ding ding, that bell down there for notifications. And I want to say thank you because I see a rise in our views, even though we're not posting on social media.
Yeah,
we have not really posted.
And I'm sorry about that. We really are lacking. But this episode we gonna give y'all some clips and shit like that.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
We got you.
I definitely put that on my goals for the week to give y'all some clips, and to make sure that we're engaging more. We're almost at 200 followers, so we see y'all. We see y'all love it. We may. Let's see. I'm gonna check right now. We might have 200 followers right now.
Let us see, y'all. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys for listening, tuning in. It's religious.
We're 4 followers shy of 200. Y'all go run it up. Tell your friends to follow us. Tell us to listen. Tell them to listen. And I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I don't know. I don't know if people watch more or listen more. I feel like people listen more. But we'll look at the demographics on that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
but
it's a wrap.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Love you guys. Did you get those fans still in?
No.
Really? They fit you like a fucking glove, girl. Yeah, I need to go too.
Okay, so all right, so I wanted us to make that a clip about is that gay?
Okay, we can do that. Can I have the key for the bathroom? Oh, so you got two now.
Somebody probably left some shit in the bathroom. How you gonna open it?